I wake up early. I feel brave. Today I will cook a perfect meal, I say, and I smile like a new chef on TV. Do I have a plan? Yes, at least I think so. I will make an omelet, a small soup, and a simple dessert, and maybe I will bake bread too. Why not? Wait, is that too much? Maybe, but I am excited, and my stomach is louder than my brain. I wash my hands. I tie my hair. I take a deep breath. Hello kitchen, are you ready for me? The kitchen is quiet, but I hear a tiny answer in my head. It says, please be gentle. I open the fridge. Eggs, milk, cheese, butter, carrots, tomatoes, yogurt. Good. I open a cabinet. Flour, sugar, salt, rice. Nice. I put everything on the counter. The counter looks like a small market. I feel like a boss, but am I really a boss, or am I a baby in a big kitchen? We will see. First, the omelet. Easy, right? I hold one egg. I talk to it. Dear egg, please do not jump. I tap the egg on the bowl with a crack, and it opens. Success. I feel proud. Second egg, tap, crack, and oh no, a small shell falls into the bowl. Where is it? Where did it go? I move the fork slowly. The shell is like a tiny boat in a yellow sea. I chase it, I miss, I chase it again, I catch it, and I cheer quietly. Small win, but still a win. I add a little milk, I add a little salt, I add pepper, I whisk and whisk. The mixture looks smooth, the color looks soft. I heat the pan. I add butter. The butter melts and sings, SSSSSS, like a busy bee. I pour the egg mix, and it spreads like a yellow blanket. Nice. The smell is friendly. I lift the edge with a spatula. Do I flip it in the air like a pro? Should I? I ask myself, and my smart self shouts, no, please do not. I listen, good choice. I fold the omelet, it stays in one piece, I say wow, and I laugh. I put the omelet on a plate. Step 1 is done, good job me. Next, the soup. Simple vegetable soup, how hard can it be? I peel a carrot. I peel a potato. I cut an onion. My eyes cry, my heart is fine, my nose dances. Why are onions so strong? Do they go to the gym at night? I heat a pot. I add oil. I add the onion. It sizzles. The sound is happy. I add carrot, I add potato, I add salt, I add water. I stir with a wooden spoon. I turn the heat down. I put the lid on. I feel calm. I turn around for 1 minute. I check my phone. I read one message. I laugh at one short video. Then I hear a new sound, not happy, not calm. Bub, bub, bub. The pot is jumping. The soup is boiling like a volcano. I run. I lift the lid. Steam hugs my face. Wow, hot. The soup tries to escape. I lower the heat more. I clean the water that ran to the stove. It is okay now. Disaster avoided. Or maybe just delayed. I taste the soup. It needs salt. I add a pinch, maybe 2 pinches. I taste again. Better. I add a tiny black pepper cloud, and I smile. Now dessert. Yogurt with honey and fruit sounds safe, right? Yes, very safe. I put yogurt in a bowl, I add honey, I cut a banana, I sprinkle a little cinnamon. Perfect. Dessert is done in 2 minutes. Why can't every food be this easy? Cooking would be a dream. I look at the counter. There is flour. It calls my name. Bread, it says, make bread, be a hero. Do I dare? Maybe a very small bread, a baby bread, just for fun. I find a recipe on my phone. Flour, water, salt, sugar, yeast. Easy list, hard magic. I put warm water in a cup. I add a little sugar. I add yeast. I wait. The yeast makes tiny bubbles, it wakes up like a lazy cat. I mix flour and salt in a big bowl. I pour in the water and yeast. I stir with a spoon. The dough looks like sticky clouds. I put the spoon down. I use my hands. The dough says hello and hugs my fingers. Sticky, sticky, sticky. I add a little more flour. I knead, push, fold, push, fold. It gets smooth, it gets soft. I feel proud. Again. I cover the bowl with a towel. Rest, little bread, grow and be strong. While the dough rests, I breathe and drink water. I look at the stove. The soup is calm now. The omelet waits on the plate. The dessert smiles in the bowl. I say, not bad, I can do this, I am a chef, maybe a baby chef, but still a chef. I open the fridge for tomatoes, because I want a small salad too. I take 2 tomatoes. I wash them. I slice 1, 2, 3. I try to be careful. The slices are thin, almost art. I add a little salt, a little olive oil, a little lemon. It smells fresh. My table is almost ready. But wait, the rice. Do I need rice? I do not need it, but I want it. Why? Because I am ambitious today, and maybe a little crazy. I rinse the rice in a small pot, the water turns white, I drain it, I add new water, I add a pinch of salt, I put it on the stove, and I promise myself I will not forget it. Will I forget it? I hope not. I set a timer on my phone, just in case. Ding in 12 minutes, thank you phone, you are my kitchen friend. I clean a little. I wash the cutting board. I wash the knife. I wipe the counter. The kitchen starts to look normal again. I feel calm. Then I smell something. What is that smell? Is it soup? Is it rice? Is it my pride burning? I check the soup. It is fine. I check the rice. It is not fine. Water rises to the top, small bubbles turn into big bubbles. I lower the heat quickly. I lift the lid. Steam says hello again. My glasses fog up. I laugh. Because I look like a scientist. I stir the rice with a fork. It is okay now. Disaster number 2 avoided, or maybe we are just dancing with it. The timer still smiles. I close the lid and wait. I check the bread dough. Did it grow? I lift the towel. Wow. It is double. Magic. I press it softly, it answers like a soft pillow. I form a small round shape. I put it on a tray with paper. I make 3 tiny cuts on top. I feel like a real baker. I heat the oven. I put the bread inside. I set another timer. 15 minutes. Please be golden, not black. Please be kind, little bread. I look at everything again. Omelet, good. Soup, good. Dessert, very good. Rice, almost good. Bread, in progress. My stomach sings. Can I eat now? Not yet. I want a drink. Maybe tea. I boil water. I add a tea bag to a cup. The water is ready, I pour it carefully. I add a small mint leaf for fun. The cup smells fresh, my mind relaxes. I take 1 sip. Nice. I walk around the kitchen, I clean 2 more spots, I put tools back in place. I hear the rice timer. Ding. I open the lid. The steam dances in the air. The rice looks soft and fluffy. I taste one grain. Perfect. I turn off the stove. I fluff the rice with a fork. I feel like a gentle rice whisperer. Then I hear a new sound. Beep, beep, beep. The oven timer. I run to the oven, I open the door, hot air says hello too strongly. I step back, I put on oven gloves, I take out the bread. It is golden, it smells like a small bakery, it cracks a little on top, it is beautiful. I shout yes. I did it. I put the bread on a rack to cool. I want to cut it now, but I wait 2 minutes, maybe 3, patience, patience, patience. I set the table. I place the omelet. I bring the soup. I put a small bowl of rice. I add the tomato salad. I place the dessert at the side, as a promise. For later. I pour tea into a glass. I breathe. The table looks friendly. Then I remember the salt. Where is the salt? I look left, I look right, I cannot see it. Was it in the cabinet? Was it near the stove? I check, I search, I find it inside the fridge. Why is the salt in the fridge? I laugh, I do not know. Cooking with me is a puzzle. I sit down. I cut the bread. The sound is perfect, a small crisp song. I put a piece on my plate. I taste it. It is warm, it is soft, it is a hug for my mouth. I whisper thank you, bread. I taste the soup. It is sweet from the carrot, soft from the potato, and a little brave because of the pepper. I smile. I taste the rice. It is simple, clean, and kind. I add 1 spoon of soup on top of the rice for fun, and it works. I taste the omelet. It is light, it is safe, it is friendly. I think of the eggs, and I say thank you eggs, you did not run away this time. I drink tea. Warm and fresh, perfect. Balance. I feel proud. I feel calm. Then I hear a small, scary sound behind me. SSSSSS. What is that? Is something still on the stove? I stand up quickly. I look around. The stove is off. The oven is off. The kettle is off. The sound is coming from the sink. I left the tap open a little, it sings like a small snake. I close it. Peace returns. I laugh at my own nervous heart. I sit again. I eat more. I enjoy each bite. I think about the disasters from other days, the black toast, the angry pan, the smoke alarm dance, the sugar instead of salt in soup. Oh no, that day was a true disaster. How did I survive it? I learned. Today is better. Today is slower. Today I breathe between steps. I chew slowly. I rest my fork. I look outside. The sky is light. A small cloud moves like a sheep. I talk to myself quietly. Cooking is not only food, it is patience, it is practice, it is listening to small sounds, it is watching water, it is feeling heat, and it is laughing at mistakes. I finish my plate. I take the dessert. Yogurt, honey, banana, and a little cinnamon. Simple and sweet, like a quiet song. I eat it slowly. I think, do I want coffee now? Maybe later. I stand up. I clean the table. I wash the dishes. I let the bread rest, then I cut 2 more slices. I put them in a small bag for tomorrow. Future me will be happy, right? Yes, future me will say thank you. I wipe the counter. I sweep the floor. I remember the first egg on the floor this morning, the yellow star, the modern art, and I smile. The kitchen is clean again, calm again, ready for a new day. I sit with my tea and write a tiny list in my notebook. Today I cooked. Today I did not burn the bread. Today I saved the soup volcano. Today I made rice that was soft, not sticky. Today I learned to use timers, to lower heat, to taste and fix. Today I laughed more than I shouted. I draw a smiley face next to the list. I ask a few questions to give myself hope. Will I cook again tomorrow? Maybe. Will it be perfect? Probably not. Will it be better? I think yes. Can I learn new words while I cook? Of course. Spoon, bowl, whisk, lid, steam, boil, slice, chop. Knead, bake. I whisper them like a tiny poem. The words feel friendly. My brain smiles. I stand and stretch. I open the window. Fresh air moves across the clean kitchen. The room smells like bread and tea. This is a good smell, a home smell. I think about inviting a friend next time. Would my friend like my soup? Would they laugh at my old stories? Would they eat all the bread? I hope yes. I close the window again. I check everything one more time. Stove off. Oven off. Kettle off. Lights off. Good. The kitchen says good job. I answer, thank you. I leave the room and sit on the sofa for a short rest. I touch my stomach. It is happy. I close my eyes for 1 minute. I breathe in, I breathe out. I feel a small wave of pride, not big, but warm. I am not a master chef, not yet, maybe never. But I can make a table that is kind, I can make a room that is calm, and I can make a simple story that ends with a full smile. Then I open my eyes and laugh at one more thought. I remember the flip the omelet idea. What was I thinking? Do I want food on the ceiling? No, thank you. Next time I will flip with a spatula, slow and safe. Or I will make scrambled eggs. The friendly cousin of the omelet. Smart plan. I stand up and carry my notebook back to the kitchen because I want to write one last line there. I look at the sink. It is empty. I look at the counter. It is clean. The bread waits in a small bag. I write, cooking disaster becomes cooking lesson when I breathe, when I slow down, when I taste and fix, and when I laugh at myself instead of crying. I put the pen down. I touch the counter softly, like a high five. I turn off the last light. I leave the kitchen and feel the house relax with me. What a day. I started as a loud dreamer. I met trouble at the stove. I met steam and smoke. I met sticky dough and boiling soup. But I also met soft bread, calm rice, warm tea, and a sweet dessert. I learned, I laughed, I cleaned, and I finished with peace. Will tomorrow bring a new recipe, a new problem, a new joke? Yes, probably. Am I ready? I think so. I say good night to the brave pan, good night to the patient pot, good night to the proud oven, good night to the simple spoon, and good night to me. Then I walk to my room with a happy step, and I think, disaster or not, today tasted like progress, and that is delicious.